I'm in a phase right now in my business where I am working so much less, but making so much more money. And I really want to have this conversation with you and tell you a little bit of like, what's the behind the scenes of this and what does this look like and how did I get here and how did I build this? Now, the first thing that I want to say is that I am never going to be in favor, or no, I'm not going to say never be in favor, but I don't believe in building a business where you don't do anything, where it's like, well, all I do is sit by the beach and drink margaritas. That's how you say it, margaritas all day and do nothing. And I'm becoming a millionaire doing nothing. And I mean, I think that if that's your vision or your version of success, that's great for you. And I'm sure there's people that are in love with that lifestyle. But for me, my definition of success is creating and showing up and being of purpose and connecting to my audience and connecting to my clients and showing up for my own personal growth and all of these different things that I think are so important, right? So for me, I've never sought out to build a business where I'm not doing anything. I'm just passively making money. I don't even think that's completely, well, I guess it is possible in certain industries, but that's not necessarily what I've sought out to build for my own business. And I just love what I do too much, and I can't envision a world where I'm just making money and not doing anything because I want to do things that lights me up. So I do think that it's important to talk about that too. And I also feel like it's important to say that I don't like this kind of direction that a lot of people are taking in the online space of like, let's all just flow our way until to success. Let's just magically manifest success into our lives. And I feel like it's building a lot of lazy people out there, right? Like they're just waiting and hoping to manifest things and don't want to put in the work. I've put in my fair share of work over the years. I've been around in this version of my business at least since 2016. And it's taken me a lot of work to build the foundations of it and to be at a place where we're making 40, 50, 60, 100K per month. And without me necessarily creating or doing that much. Now, you might be thinking, are you crazy, Fabi? I see your content. Like you're doing a lot. And it's so interesting because I've now launched a podcast. I'm doing these daily videos that are 10 minutes long. I am obviously emailing every single day like I have always done. I am posting TikToks almost daily. I am posting written content on Facebook. It sounds like a lot, but the truth is that I work basically from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I work essentially 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Obviously, there are days when that is a little bit longer, as you can imagine, because there's days when things happen. And like, for example, next Monday, I have a podcast interview that is at 5 p.m. Or today, I actually have a podcast interview that is at 4 p.m. So obviously, there are days where that schedule or that calendar gets kind of jumbled up. But for the most part, I actually work from 11 to 3 p.m. The other crazy part of this is that I don't have a massive team. And I feel like this is kind of a little bit of a controversial thing almost. I don't have a VA. I do not have a VA. I do have a developer that works with me because one of the things that I do for my one-on-one clients is I build websites for them. So I do have a developer that works with me and helps me with tech issues and tech things. But everything that you see in terms of my content is developed by me and put out by me. So it's kind of crazy when you think about all the things that you can probably see me do, but I have been working less than I've ever worked before, and I'm making more money and I'm making more content. And I think that at the core of it, the reason why this is happening for my business is that I am in such a state of flow. Like, what I see happening, or let me rephrase that. What I see happening very often, what has happened to me, because I'm gonna talk about my own experience here, is that I've been in moments in my career, in my business, that I've been like, I'm doing great. And then I get in my head and then I derail and then I spiral, like downward spiral. I feel bad because this is happening or that is happening. And my flow, my creativity flow just stops, right? And then I have to start again once I kind of recover from whatever triggered me or whatever obstacle or challenge I came into. So then I'm recovering and then I have to build that momentum again. And then another thing happens and I stop. And it's like the start, stop cycle, start, stop. And this is literally what happens to most people, right? But what's happened to me is that I have really been highly intentional in fixing that in my own life and in my own business and my own way of showing up, hiring mindset coaches and getting support around the things that would derail me in the past so I can stay in flow more often, which means that I am much more productive and I work in a smarter way, right? So yes, there's a lot of things that I'm doing, and I've shared this in another episode where I explain like how I lay out my schedule, and I'll still share it with you here, today. But it can be very simple when you know what you're doing, when you know how to like what your message is about, number one, right? Who you are as a brand, who you are, who your audience is, and how to speak to those people in an effective way. That allows you to create content at insane speed, like really, really fast. For me, I have this capacity to create content very fast, and a lot of it too, as you can see. And everything is just easier. So I'm working so much less. It's just extremely interesting how that can be when you really are able to embody that message and you're able to really connect with who you are and just have more calmness in your life and less rush, which is interesting because it's like I'm doing more, but I'm also doing less. And but I'm making much more money and I'm working less at fewer hours. So it's like this kind of interesting thing that I'm actually in a state of not being in a rush, not being in a hurry to reach bigger goals, or or create more. And yet I am creating a lot more and I am reaching bigger goals, if that makes sense. So I just want to have this conversation because I think that it's really important to think about what this could look like for you. And I do think that it's important for you to build those foundational pieces of your business first, because without the foundational pieces, nothing would be able to happen, at least for me, right? Like, again, I have a lot of clarity in my message and I have a lot of clarity in my audience. And I have a training on readytoinvestclients.com where I explain how to attract ready to invest clients into your business. So readytoinvestclients.com. So I have all these different pieces in place that allow me to step into ease, right? And I'm working so much faster and being much more efficient with my time. And I'm spending my time doing the things that I really, really love, which is creating and doing these short trainings and writing more and showing up for myself more. So anyways, I kind of wanted to share that because I wanted you to understand that there's a different way of looking at things and that there is a way for you to work less and make more money, but it really comes down to you truly connecting to who you are as a brand and what really matters to you. I hope that this made sense. Make sure that you follow me everywhere at Fabi Paolini. Click follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share.